Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host Caitlin, and today we will be reviewing Image Comics Reborn, issue 2. This is the second issue in the Mark Millar, Greg Capullo run that's currently going on. And basically where this picks up, Bonnie and her father and Rogue Boy are going into a Dijera. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But we get to see basically the good place you go when you die. And we find out a bit about, in this world there are two places. All the good people end up in a Dijera, and all the bad people, well, they end up in the Darklands, which you can see right there. But they're talking about how everyone is so excited that Bonnie has finally come. Some people have waited for what seems like lifetimes for her to come, you know? And everyone there knows her. I mean, her neighbors, there's one guy who's screaming like, "You fed my finches once." And, I'm your husband's cousin from a couple of towns away. And, it's very much like a welcoming home party for her in the beginning of the issue. And she's asking her father, where's her husband? And where's her mom? And she finds out that some people they just find, and some people are off elsewhere. I mean, he didn't even know that her husband had passed. And, he still hasn't found his wife after all these years. And it gets a little heavy. I mean, any comic that has to do with death is going to get heavy, but it kind of gets you in the feels there for a minute. And then they give her her sword. It's her reward for always being a good person, and she's going to be their great champion, and everyone is so scared. Everyone in the Darklands is so scared now that Bonnie's here. And basically, she can't get past the fact that she doesn't know where her husband or her mother is. And she says that she will start training and that she will be their champion, but she needs time to try to find her family that's missing. And ultimately, the people that are in charge of Dijera are like, only if you promise you'll come back. Like, dude, you just had your champion and you're gonna let her go off? I'd send some scouts or something. I would send people that probably aren't as important as the champion to go look for the champion's loved ones. Maybe not her, because I don't know if you can die in this world or what, but it doesn't seem like a good option to just send her out there. But ultimately, she, her father, and Roy Boy, the huge never-ending story type dog, they're all going on a journey for a month to go look for their missing loved ones. And her father states that they're going to go to the Fairy Queen. And you see the Fairy Queen's kingdom. That is beautiful. And the father kind of advises her to watch her mouth around the fairies because they're terrible gossips. They're relatively good, but I mean, they can't keep a secret. Ultimately, she finds out that the Fairy Queen is actually her best friend from her former life, the one that she mentioned in the first issue. And we find out that since she's passed and she's gone on to this world, she has lost all faith in her religion and her faith-based life, the way she spent her life. She thought it was all for nothing because she finds out there is no heaven, there is no hell, there is no God, there is no devil in this world. And she doesn't care. She doesn't want to see anyone. And you see Bonnie trying to talk to her, and she just tells her, I don't care, and she sends them away. And she doesn't want to help her, Well, then there's this little panel right here. And one of the fairies is whispering to their queen and stating, "Isn't she the one that you told us about earlier?" And she tells them to shut up. So basically she's told them about Bonnie before. I want to know what she told them. I want to know why they're not saying it. So clearly the fairy queen is going to have something to do with, later on. They didn't just throw her in here just for the heck of it. I mean, clearly something's going to happen. But I love the fact that we finally get to see the Darklands. But I love this character who's General Frost. He is basically like this huge like titan of a character with a huge cat head and like claws and everything. Come to find out, he was actually Bonnie's cat in her lifetime, and he hates her. And the Dark Lord Galaica, whatever his name is, he asks why the cat hates Bonnie so much. And he says that she did him a great deal of pain in his lifetime. She removed his testicles. So basically she had her cat fixed and he hates her now. All I gotta say is, if I go into the great beyond and I meet a bunch of my animals that I had fixed and they all hate me, well, I'm screwed then. But, 'cause I fix all my animals. But I love the fact that we get these scary teeth as our last panel. And he says, "Excellent, prepare the team." So we get to see a bit of the scary world that the Darklands is. We get to see a lot of the beauty of Ethesia and the fairy kingdom. I mean, Greg Capullo, this artwork is fantastic. I loved every single piece of art in this. It is beautifully drawn. The coloring is fantastic. The storyline, this issue kind of felt a little bit like a placeholder. I can understand it's only the second issue. They're still just kind of easing us into the world and everything, but I loved seeing the Darklands. I loved the fact that there's someone from her life that doesn't love her. And it's her cat. Of course it's going to be the cat, because cats are jerks. I mean, I'm a cat person, so I can say that. But cats are jerks. I love dogs too, but of course the dog would be the one that is in the good place and wants to pal around with you, and the cat's the one that's like plotting your demise in the bad place. I love it. But yeah, so if you liked this video, please give me a like, and comment below and tell me what you thought of this issue. And did you snicker when you heard why the cat hated Bonnie so much? Because I know I did. I mean, I know that's horrible, but yeah, I snickered. I snickered a lot. But love the artwork. Give it a chance. Give it a read. If you're not reading this series right now, you should be. It's fantastic. Greg Capullo, Mark Millar, they're knocking it out of the park in this. Yeah, so subscribe to my channel for any of my comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.